Over the weekend, I went to my local nail supply and I was looking for a few fall colors and I picked out 6. So I think my next couple of videos will have the fall colors in them. And this is one of the this is a color combination that I chose. Coincidentally, mocha or cherry mocha is currently trending on TikTok. So this is not per se this polish, but the color in itself is currently trending. So if not anything else, we have some trendy nail polish. These colors looking great together. I also am going to incorporate a nude and this glitter that I got from Nail Supply Glamour when they had I want to say it was a 25% sale. So I'm going to try and incorporate this and hopefully it goes well together. I guess that's all for the intro. So let's just get right into it. So today I also am going to be doing Gel X again. This time I'm not going to do the way that I did last video. My last video was the way that I do Gel X for just social media purposes, not for actually wearing. So for this particular video, I'm going to show you how I will do it for wearing. So I'm going to start off again by filing underneath the nail, just like this, until I thin it out a little bit. And then I'm going to also flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing I did the last time, which is kind of go around just to buff it out and then buff the nail. So this is the way I normally do it. I check and see if I thin it out enough. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that is. So now that I have that front side, the underneath side thinned out, my next step is go on top and also contour, but I'm not going to focus on thinning out. I just want to, I don't know why I do this, but I just know that it looks so good when I apply it. Okay. And I'm not going to fall on on top of like the shape like I did before. I want to make sure that I'm keeping the apex. So once I've done that, I size it up to my nail and I want to taper the sides because they're too wide. And I really just focus on where the nail is. You know, a little bit better. Because I want to see kind of, you know, my lateral folds. So I'm okay with the way that it looks on my lateral fold area. And so now I'm going to contour it for the cuticle area back there to make sure it matches the way my nail bed is shaped. So I'm going to make it less square and more round. See how it fits in there perfectly? That's exactly what I'm looking for. So after that, I'm going to buff because I am using a peel-off base coat. And I can buff after I've attached it, but then I tend to use alcohol to make sure I'm removing all the dust. And you don't want to use alcohol when you are attaching the nails because they loosen up the bond. So I want to use my Cards Peel Off Base Coat. I'm going to start off on my pinky. Put a thin coat on my pinky, side where the saw wall, and make sure I hit my free edge as well. And then I grab my tip and paint some inside of the tip, the well of the tip. And then I leave a little blob there as well. I flip over, match my cuticle to the cuticle of the nail tip, like that. And then I push down and I let the gel flow all the way to my free edge. And when I reach my free edge, I stop. And I take my hand over to the lamp. And take my hand out, and it is attached. So I'm going to do that for the remaining 4. Okay, so I've applied them, but I got a little bit of spillage on my index finger. It just seems like the index finger always gets spillage to me. So I'm going to use a tapered bit. I'm going to use this tapered bit. It's a tapered diamond bit. I think it's medium as well. And I'm going to go around my nail to remove a little bit of the spillage. And I'm going to do it on all of the nails. I'm going to use a nylon brush and just remove any of the dust that I possibly can. So I'm going to start off with this nude, and it is OG 113. I'm going to paint my pinky and my middle finger with the nude. I think I'm also going to do my thumb at the same time. Let's see how that works for me. I usually just like to use my thumb. Leave my thumb for last. So now that I painted those 3, I'm going to paint my index finger with the Mocha Cherry Mocha. This definitely needs a second coat. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this, and when I come back, it'll have 2 coats. So I have 2 coats on my fingers, and the next thing we're going to do is start off with the pinky with some art. I'm going to drop some of this, what is it? Mocha cherry. I want to call it a cherry mocha. It's probably cherry mocha. I want to drop some of this cherry mocha on my palette. Let me get you guys closer to me. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw a French. I feel like a nail set is not complete until it has a French. And I'm going to do like a low, sexy French. I think that's about the place where I want it to be. I have never had so much trouble with the French, and because of that, I'm going to top coat it. So I did end up having to do 2 coats of it because this cherry mocha it's not a jelly, it's just not opaque. And while I'm top coating this, I'm also going to top coat my index finger. We're going to work on my middle finger. That should be fun. I'm going to start working on the plaid. So I need to drop some of this hazelnut. Let me set it up here. I think I'm okay with that. I guess I want a little bit more. That made it 10 times better. So because I'm putting a print on my middle finger, you don't really need 2 coats. So we're just gonna start off from where we are. And the next thing we're gonna do is to start to draw the plaid print. This is another nail partner, and it's a thin, flat, long brush that would look perfect, you know, as a straight line. Now, I don't know where I learned this tip from, but I hear that if you add blooming gel to a color, when you have to just do a thick line, that it will come out even. So I'm gonna get my white polish, which is D&D Snowflake for 48, and I'm gonna get some blooming gel. Enough white. I'm gonna drop some blooming gel next to it. You guys can see it, and then I'm gonna mix it together. Okay. So I'm gonna start my white line right about here, and I'm gonna try to keep it steady. If it don't work, then I'm gonna get my striping brush. This is what happens when you use a different tool. So this is what it looks like, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure it, and we're going to come back and do the other stripes, which should be less laborious. And I'm going to go ahead and cure it to lock that in place. So I want to add a little bit more detail, and my detail is add a little bit more color, honestly. So we're going to do it up here somewhere. That looks better. That looks more even. I'm going to cure. Next, I will start outlining the pumpkin on my index finger. So the next step I'm going to do, and before I cure, I'm going to, of course, 3D. This is what's going on right now. So it was either that or a sweater nail, and I did not want a sweater nail. So I am going to. I think this should be cute. It's different. I haven't seen anybody do it yet. No, that's not true. I hope you guys can see where I'm going with this. So I just dusted off, and now I'm going to do the other section. And the reason why I did it like this is so it wouldn't bleed into one another, and you can actually tell that there was a division of lines there. And I had to do it in black because when I tried to do it, as with gold, it didn't look good. I'm trying to get up in there. Okay. It's about as good as I can get. I figure like if I do it like this, it can keep it separated and it'll be more defined. And that way, when I add the gold, it will help hopefully stand out a little bit. Put that inside and then we'll be back. Okay. All the excess acrylic. My battery ran out. I was in the middle of doing my thumb, and so I did hazelnut. Ooh, I'm playing it real close to the tip. Okay, cool. Do some top coat. So the absolute last thing to do is to add glitter. I'm gonna use my tube, but only because I don't have any more builder in my container. And open up this pack. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything in here, and I hope that it actually comes out good. Because these are large pieces, so I don't know what I should be doing for this. Oh, yeah. To make sure that the glitter is not sticking up and that it is laying as flat as possible, I'm going to use a piece of plastic to hold it in place and then put it under the light. Cover it like that. Press down on it just like that and then put it in the light. What I'm going to do is just do a really thin coat of this builder gel. Like I said, I just want to keep it thin enough. You see it's still thin. So here's the final reveal. I like it all together. The thumb is pretty too. Now, you know what this glitter reminds me of? In fact, what this glitter make my whole nail set, the vibes I get from it. Y'all remember when Kim Kardashian was pregnant and she wore that flower dress on the red carpet and everybody was like, okay, Kim. That's how I feel. I want to say, okay, Tasha. I am not pregnancy shaming. It's just that, sometimes you have a hit, sometimes you have a miss. I'm thinking about adding rhinestones, and if I do, I will add them right here. And there you have it, my chic fall nail set. I'm absolutely in love with how these turn out. I hope I've inspired you to create your own fabulous fall nails. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know. And if you have any other suggestions for future nail designs, please share them with me in the comments below. If you're enjoying what I've been posting, let me know by subscribing so I can slide into your YouTube feed. Thank you for joining me on this nail adventure. Until next time, stay fabulous, and I'll see you guys in the next video.